episode starts off with Poppy, Branch, and the rest of the snack pack trying to get high fives from the Bergens. And I'm taking off a point because here's the thing. This season is all about the peace between the Bergens and the trolls. Yet they only want high fives. Like high fives. Like really? Just a high five?
Can I interest you in a free high five today?
That's it. Just one high five. One high five. I mean, I get that she's asking them for high five, but couldn't you just do it out of nowhere or something? I don't know. Or at the very least, if you're trying to do something with the Bergens, it's not a freaking high five. They're unsuccessful, and Gristle's getting a bit bored watching them. That is until Poppy sees them high fiving.
There! That's the kind of camaraderie I'm looking for!
Except that it's in a sports competition called Bergen Ball.
All against a wall. So, racquetball? No, Bergen ball. Pay attention.
I don't know, puns, I guess. I don't know. I really don't know. Then we get this.
High fives!
Is she okay? Oh, that? No, she's just in one of her mental scrapbooks. Give it time.
That was funny, guys. That was pretty funny. I really like that joke. And it gets a point back, so we're back to 5. But, I have to admit, though, this episode is pretty much a bronze just for its concept. And everything else is fine. Gristle pretty much allows them to sign up for Bergen Ball, but the other Bergens are not making it easy. Wait, Poppy just thought that.
No, really, we signed the sheet and everything.
Wait, Poppy just thought that signing the sheet and not playing the competition was it. 2 points. Jeez. Let's just put this down. 2. We're to 3 now. I mean, look, guys, Poppy ain't stupid. She's really not stupid. That's why I'm stupid. That's why I take points off for that. Anyway, Groth and the rest, which Groth is the leader of the Bergens, by the way, he's basically saying that they have to play them first in order for it to work. And they try to play him, but they get all messed up and stuff, because the Bergens are big and the trolls are friggin' tiny. Think of that. Okay, another point's taken off. We're down to 1. Grr. So Poppy and the rest so Poppy tries to allow the others to team up and get themselves ready.
What we need is to trash talk.
Trash talk, huh? That's literally that is one of the biggest sports cliches ever. This is my biggest problem with the episode, and that's what makes it bronze. Is the fact that it's a sports episode and has the worst sports cliches ever. First, it thinks what it needs to do is this. With the whole face paint thing. At first, I didn't even know what the face paint even do. But I actually figured out that the face paint thing is actually to reduce glare in your eyes whenever you play something. It's not to look all decorative and fierce. Though it can be for decorative purposes. Poppy tries to do the glare thing, but it doesn't work, and they just start messing around. They have the trash talk moment, and I think this moment's pretty funny.
Watch and learn. You're nothing, Branch. I eat trolls like you for breakfast. Never!
That was a stupid insult, but guess what? I'm not gonna care. But Poppy does need to realize that Bergens used to do something like that in a holiday called Trollstice, because the first movie was a thing. They try to make an insult, and it's about as dumb as it gets.
What's the time if you want?
Not really an insult, but okay. They end up doing a thing where Poppy just starts describing the whole he makes muffins thing, then the Bergens take them and eat them, spit on them, and stuff like that, so no one gets to share. And this is what pushes Biggie over the edge, apparently. I don't know. I really don't know. They start playing well, and Poppy has her fingers crossed that she and the rest aren't going to get wrecked tomorrow. And they don't get wrecked. Doesn't that look like cheating? I never even pointed that out, even in my other rewatches. I don't know. I really don't know. They end up halting the game and everything like that. And Poppy tries to get a high five from them, except this.
We never should have let you play in the first place.
Yeah, the Bergens in this episode are completely sore losers. And you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and give 2 points back for the fun stuff that happened in the training montage. So I can take 1 point off of this. And take the second one off for what they decide next. Poppy decides to talk to Gristle about what's going on. When she gets back, Poppy decides that the gang should purposefully lose the game.
Whoa. So just because they have bad attitudes, you want us to change everything we're doing just so they'll like us more?
Oh, yes, exactly that.
Taking another point off. Once again, Poppy's not stupid. There's a difference. Friends. Also, that is the worst thing to ever do. If a kid wants to win to feel self-esteem and stuff, sure, I'm okay with it. But the fact that the Bergens are all adults in this scenario, it kind of makes them feel out of character. Anyway, they purposefully lose, and when they try to get a high five this time,
Team.
There's luck.
Down low, little lady.
the Bergens are even bigger, a-holes than before. Because winning makes you a bragger. Seriously, it's a literal no-win with these people. It's stupid. Like, really stupid. I would take the point off, but that'd put us in the no thing category. And you know what? I am taking off a point. Screw it. We're at 0. Because seriously, yeah, the mature thing to do is to let them lose to give their self-confidence back. Then start playing. That would be the smart thing to do, but they don't do that. Instead, they basically think, instead, Poppy actually learns her lesson, saying that she and the rest don't have to go through this risk just to make them like us. And that they should just leave. Awesome, Poppy, you learned a lesson, and I'm giving you a point back. With that, everyone else thinks that they should either leave, or they can play the game. And they play the game. I don't even get that. The trolls win, and okay, that's a cute gesture. I'm okay with it. I'm giving 2 points to that. So we're at 3. Good job, guys. Good job. And that's not just Branch protecting Smidge and Biggie, and Poppy. It's defending Poppy too.
Hey, that was a lot of fun. You guys did great out there.
Wait, what?
Yeah, awesome time, guys. And seriously, that wasn't easy. You guys could teach us a lot about this game.
Nice. And the Bergens actually don't feel bad. We're at 4 now. Looks like they do learn their lessons. But seriously, that's one of the biggest That's one of the biggest cliche messages to ever hammer into the ground with sports stuff like this. The whole playing the game for the game and having fun with the game is all that matters. That moral about sports has been shoved into the ground multiple times in many different sports stuff. It's kind of dumb.
I don't get it. I wanted to throw stuff, but suddenly I don't want to throw stuff.
Maybe it's your OCD talking. They end up getting the high five they deserve. And I like that moment. But I'm not giving it a point because, not quite there yet. So we're at 4. And this episode is a bronze easily. Because it's the most cliche sports thing ever. The jokes were pretty good. But seriously, the whole sports thing where no matter if the Bergens were losers or winners, it doesn't matter. Like, they're just never going to be satisfied. And the only reason they're satisfied is when they actually give, like, it was a good game sass. Even though Poppy could have done that much, 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 much earlier and everything would have been fine. It's just, I don't know. It's just a meh episode. It's not quite as bad as, like, the other ones that we'll encounter much later. But, nah. I don't care about it. The next thing we're going to do is unhealthy competition, which still gets a bronze. Sorry. This episode starts off with Smidge getting something called stout berries. And then Poppy goes through with announcements.
In other announcements, the water park is closed while we unclog a massive hairball. Again.
Okay, well, that joke was definitely funny. I have to say this. We're at 5 points on this episode in particular. I'm okay with this episode, and this joke. But one thing that I'm not really a fan of is that the trolls don't really have common sense in that part. The point of a water slide like this, like what you saw on screen, is to not go down the same water slide at the same time. Like, we have regulations at water parks for a reason. People can't just go down the slide whenever the heck they want, because then problems and injuries and death can happen. The fact that the trolls are like, let's just go down the slide all at once. It's like, do they have common sense? Do they have knowledge? I mean, the trolls can't be stupid. The trolls are not stupid.
Also, be on the lookout. Strange growls have been heard in the forest.
They end up finding out that it was King Peppy, which is hilarious. But I'm not giving another point because these are details that never come back in the episode. Then Poppy talks about the whole Stoutberry thing, and everyone goes crazy. Even tripping each other over, which is a bit mean and unfair.
3, 2. No need to push, Fred.
One thing that I don't get with the whole Stoutberry juice thing, it's like, what's in them? Why is everyone this excited about it? I don't know. That just kind of comes off as weird to me.
Almost made it.
Anyway, they start selling Stoutberry juice and everything until they come up with a new brand by Guy Diamond called Glitterade. Oh, the whole getting jealous shtick. That is the most repetitive cliche ever. Smidge goes to talk to Guy Diamond, and they need some time alone.
No mind, Smidge? Me? Oh no. I just wanted to say how sorry I am about your juice stand. It's too bad you have to shut it down. Shut it down? You know, because you realize strawberry juice is my thing.
Here's a dumb thing that you could have easily fixed in this episode that could have easily prevented this whole shtick. Couldn't Smidge sell Stoutberry juice, and Guy Diamond sells another brand of juice other than Stoutberry juice? It even the competition and things would be better instead of the two just selling the same berry.
Silly. Hey, good luck with your next event.
Also, listen.
I see. Smidge, I wasn't trying to take your thing.
Don't.
He just said, I'm not trying to take your thing. Yet Smidge still thinks he is. Because of how mean-spirited Smidge is being, that's what causes the competition. So we are at 5, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to take off 1 for the fact that the announcements never come up again, taking 1 off for the fact that Smidge is being a bit mean-spirited here. And 3, and the other one for the idea is not really, for the idea I just listed. The not selling the same juice idea. Because there's many fruits in the world of trolls. I just don't get why they don't utilize that.
Need for apology.
They get into a competition without but they first have to get into a hug, which is pretty funny, which gets them a point. They end up going back and forth and 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 back and forth. And that gets annoying. and that takes a point off because pacing is bad. Then we get to the whole Smidge disguising himself so he can get the thing for Glader aid. And so Smidge starts increasing his sales. Then Poppy comes back, and the announcements actually work. Oh my god, I get to give a point back. So we're at 3 now. Poppy ends up saying that there is that the snoring from earlier was not King Peppy. Okay, fair enough. Even though we never heard those growls again, so another point taken off. And Poppy says to not go anywhere near Misty Meadows, which Guy Diamond is going there for. Because Smidge in his disguise form was saying that there are VIPs in Misty Meadows. And because of the fact that Smidge lied, Guy Diamond is a bit mad at him. Until the Growl Beasts show up. And at this point, they pretty much apologize, make up, and work together to get away from the Growl Beast by selling their product. And I'd actually call this a great climax if it weren't for this. You know, this.
No doubt. Maybe from now on, we should be making juice together.
You know, the characters don't learn their morals and stuff like that. And you know what? Since we were at 3 with the whole Peppy thing, I'm going to give one more back for the climax because I thought it was good. So, 4. And we're still at a bronze. Yeah, Unhealthy Competition's just another mess of an episode. It's not my favorite episode, and honestly, it doesn't need to exist. I am glad that Poppy was in it, but she was kind of underutilized throughout this whole thing. And that kind of makes me a bit sad, because Poppy could have taught a lot. And one thing that I don't like about episodes like this is specifically that they just keep reusing the same cliches. Like with this one, you could easily have thought, okay, maybe they should just sell different juices. Different types of juices, and not the same type of juice, you know? And that just kind of gets annoying. But all in all, this was an okay episode. I could watch it again, but not all the time, no. So, that was Bad News Bergens and Unhealthy Competition. Like I said in my last review of Trolls The Beat Goes On, they both get bronze. Okay. The next episode, we pretty much get right back to gold with Cloudy with a Chance of Hugs, which I am excited for because it is everything that Broppy fans are expecting me to say. And I can't wait to come up with the best jokes. And then we have Creek Week, the first bad episode, and oh god, that's gonna be rough. All I know though is that episode is going to be next. And boy, howdy, I'm not ready. I'm really not ready. Until then, I am Party Player Preston. And yeah, bronze. 4 stars. Both. Bye.